So what we're going to do is rename one of our tables in our back end. And then we're going to have to open up the front end. And anytime you rename a table, and this happens when the tables are in the same database or if they're in different ones. Okay? If you rename a table, anything that refers to that table is no longer going to work. So your reports, your forms, your queries don't work. You have to reconnect them to the new table name. So this is just an example of that, but this can happen when they're all in the same database. Okay? This is not unique to front end, back end. So what we're going to do is rename manufacturer contacts. I'm going to right click and rename, and we're going to spell out the word manufacturer. Going to press enter. Now, the minute that we do that, anything in the front end that used MFR contacts will no longer work. Okay? And we're also going to delete parts old. So in the front end, anything that referred to parts old is not going to work either. So at this point, we'll close out of this one. Actually, I'll just do file and close. And then we're going to open up our front end. Now you'll notice that we still have the old link in here. So if we double click, it's going to say that it can't find it. So in order to fix this, we'd actually have to create a link to that new table or the renamed table, which we're going to do in the very last chapter of this level 2 section. Same problem is going to happen with parts old, because that doesn't actually even exist anymore. So because that doesn't even exist, I would just delete that. Okay, because that link is kind of useless. And then it is kind of helpful to kind of group this by table at this point. I don't normally group things by table, but if you change the name of a table, it is kind of useless or useful to look at it like that. So here was one thing that referred to manufacturer contacts. It looks like there's only one. Okay. So that tells us if we're going to have to go in and edit all of these forms and reports or not. And in this case, it doesn't look like we need to. Now they do want us to delete one report, the contact phone number. So I'm actually going to group this again by object type. And we're looking for the contact phone book. There it is. And we are going to go ahead and delete this one. But it is not unusual for people to try to open up queries and reports and get an error. And typically the error is because a table has been renamed. And you all know how to fix this problem. You just need to go into the design view and click up at the top for your form or your report. You go into the property sheet and you look at the record source and you can change it. Okay, that would be how you would fix it. Okay, assuming that you've actually created a link to the new table in this case.